Page 168. Both parties accept that certain matters may arise that are not covered by the terms of this contract or their services provisions, or that certain matters may be renegotiated. In such circumstances, further clauses may be proposed by way of amendment. Any further clauses or amendments must be agreed, documented, and signed by both parties and shall be subject to the fundamental terms set out under clauses 2 and 5 above. Dominant. 15.1. The dominant shall make the submissive's health and safety a priority at all times. Dominant shall not at any time require, request, allow, or demand the submissive to participate at the hands of the dominant in an activities detailed in Appendix 2 or in any act that's either party deemed to be unsafe. The dominant will not undertake or permit to be undertaken any action which could cause serious injury or any risk to the submissive's life. The remaining submissives of clause 15 are to be read subject to this provision and to the fundamental matters agreed in clauses 2 to 5 above. 15.2. The dominant accepts the submissive at his own control, dominant, and discipline during the term. The dominant may use the submissive's body at any time during the allotted times or any agreed additional times in any matters if he deems fit sexually or otherwise. 15.3. The dominant shall provide the submissive with all the necessary training and guidance in how to properly serve the dominant. 15.4. The dominant shall maintain a safe, stable environment in which the submissive may perform her duties in the service of the dominant. 15.5. The dominant may discipline the submissive as necessary to ensure the submissive fully appreciates the role of the submissives to the dominant and discourage unacceptable conduct. The dominant may flog, spank, whip, or corporal punish the submissive as he sees fit for the purpose of discipline, for his own personal enjoyment, or for any other reason which he is not obliged to provide. 15.6. In training and in administration of the disciplines, the dominant shall ensure that no permanent marks are made upon the submissive's body, nor any injuries incurred that may require medical attention. 15.7. In training and in administration of disciplines, the dominant shall ensure that the disciplines and their instruments used for the purpose of discipline are safe, shall not be used in any such way to cause serious harm, and shall not in any way exceed the limits defined and detailed in the contract. 15.8. In case of illness or injury, the dominant shall care for the submissive, seeing to her health and safety, encouraging and when necessary ordering medical attention when it's judged necessary by the dominant. 15.9. The dominant shall maintain his own good health and seek medical attention when necessary in order to maintain a risk-free environment. 15.10. The dominant shall not loan his submissive to another dominant. 15.11. The dominant may restrain, handcuff, or bind the submissive at any time during the allotted times or any agreed additional times for any reason and for the extended periods of time, giving due regard to the health and safety of the submissive. 15.12. The dominant will ensure that all equipment used for the purposes of training and discipline shall be maintained in a clean, hygienic, and safe state at all times. Submissive. 15.13. The submissive accepts the dominant as her master with the understanding that she is now the property of the dominant, to be dealt with as the dominant pleases during the term generally, but specifically during the allotted times, and any additional agreed allotted times. 15.14. The submissive shall obey the rules set out in Appendix 1 to this agreement. 15.15. The submissive shall serve the dominant in any way the dominant sees fit and shall endeavour to please the dominant in all times to be the best of her ability. 15.16. The submissive shall take all measures necessary to maintain her good health and shall request or seek medical attention wherever it's needed, keeping the dominant informed at all times of any health issues that may arise. 15.17. The submissive will ensure that she produces oral contraception and ensure that she takes it when prescribed to prevent any pregnancy. 15.18. The submissive shall accept without question any and all disciplinary actions deemed necessary by the dominant and remind her status and role in regarding to the dominant of all times. 15.19. The submissive shall not touch or pleasure herself sexually without permission from the dominant. 15.20. The submissive shall submit to any sexual activity deemed by the dominant and shall do so without hesitation or argument. 15.21. The submissive shall accept whippings, floggings, spankings, cannings, paddlings, or any disciplinary the dominant should decide to administer without hesitation, inquiry, or complaint. 15.22. The submissive shall not look directly into the eyes of the dominant except when specifically instructed to do so. The submissive shall keep her eyes cast down and maintain a quiet and respectful bearing in the presence of the dominant. 15.23. The submissive shall always conduct herself in a respectful manner to the dominant and shall address him only as Sir, Mr. Grey, or any such title as the dominant may direct. 15.24. The submissive will not touch the dominant without his express permission to do so. Activities. 16. The submissive shall not participate in any activities or any sexual acts that either party deems unsafe or in activities detailed in Appendix 2. 17. The dominant and the submissive have discussed the activities set out in Appendix 3 and recorded in writing on Appendix 3 that their agreement in respect of them. Safe words. 18. The dominant and the submissive recognise that the dominant may make demands of the submissive that cannot be met without incurring physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or any harm at the time the demands are made by the submissive. In such circumstances related to the submissive, may use of a safe word, the safe words. 2 safe words will be involved depending on the severity of the demands. 19. The safe word yellow will be used to bring the attention of the dominant that the submissive is close to a limit of endurance. 20. The safe word red will be used to bring the attention of the dominant that the submissive cannot tolerate any further demands. When this word is said, the dominant action will cease completely with immediate effect. Conclusion. 21. We, the undersigned, have read and understand fully the privileges of the contract. We freely accept the terms of this contract and have acknowledged this by signatures below. The dominant, Christian Grey, date. The submissive, Anastasia Steele, date.